a silver consultant, an IATAN certified member, and also a success coach. So make sure you have a pen and paper, guys. Jot some notes down however you wish to do so. That way you can revert back after the training. So I am going to turn it over to you, Mr. Derrick. Can you hear me, sir?
Hey, yes, yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Sure can.
Alrighty, alrighty. So, thank you. So, like Michelle said, my name is Derrick McDaniel. I've been with this wonderful company since February of 2016. Um, I'm a father. I have a daughter that's 16 and my son is 13. And, being a travel agent in this company, I had to do a lot with my kids. And some of the things I had to do with my kids was, let me see, my screen's working. Hold on, I'm still going technical difficulties. So today's very special training. Since I'm a dad, I'm gonna teach you guys how to make the best waffles for your kids. So, oh, I'm sorry, this isn't the right training. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh, I
Oh,
got it,
Mr.
Michelle.
McDaniel.
No, I made a mistake. Hold on. Let me get my screen right. But like I said, I've been in the company since February 2016. I have two kids. I have a Shih Tzu that I didn't want, but now it's my favorite dog. I'm married. We'll be doing 20 years this coming July. Every year I tell my wife we renew our contract, but I think she renews mine, but we'll let her think I'm renewing hers. So this is very special training. It's G19 classified, so I can get in trouble for sharing what I'm going to share. But because we're family, and like Nina said, we don't like to gatekeep, I'm going to give you the keys. I'm going to give you the secrets to the secrets revealed on the significant other playbook. So I'm going to teach you guys, how to make sure your spouse is taken care of and how the guys, you got to take care of your wife. So if y'all ready, take some good notes and we're going to jump right into this training of, you know, the significant other playbook, secrets revealed. So you ready, Michelle? Nope.
Hey, I've been
What
waiting
are
for
we
this for almost
doing?
30 years.
Oh,
Let's
well, I'm
do
sorry.
it, Derrick. Let's do it. Let's go.
Well, nope. I mixed up my training again, but I think
Uh-oh.
this is the right one now. Can you see my screen now? I think I got the right one. The
Yes, sir.
power.
Yep, we're going. The power of now system training, sir.
Okay, all right, we're on the right one. All right, let's go. So, the power of now. Now means no opportunity wasted. Um, and basically, you want to maximize every moment for success and growth. So, like I said, I've been with the company since 2016. Um, I'm shy, but I'm also very silly. I'm quiet, but I'm also loud. I like being alone, but I also like attention because I'm a DJ on the side. So, you know, I'm just a fun person. I've known Nina since I was like 16. So if she told y'all any stories about me, don't believe her. I love helping people. I just love having fun. But let's jump right into this training. So, your mission as a travel agent basically, you want to increase bookings, build strong relationships for your clients, and then just basically operate like a top tier travel brand. So basically, you want to shift from a reactive service model to being proactive when it comes to your clients and growing your business. Now we're gonna stick with the letters N.O.W. To show no opportunity wasted, but we're gonna switch the N to nurture. So basically, every conversation matter. No matter who you talk to, no matter who you come in contact with, that person is a potential booking, a potential referral, or a repeat client. Even when you have clients that have been the most difficult people to ever deal with. I've had people who I think I swear I needed a drink afterwards, but they were referring people to me. I mean, I was like, this person can never call me again in their entire life. But then 2 months later, hey, such and such gave me your number. They said you was the best travel agent and you helped them with their problems. They didn't book the trip, but they said you can handle any type of booking. So definitely make sure every conversation matters and every person is a potential booking, referral, or repeat client. Now, nurture is not nagging. I used to worry that I was calling my clients too much, sending too many emails, checking on them too often. Because, like, whether you male or female, if I book you a trip, I'm gonna text and say, "Hey, you get on the shuttle, you made it to the resort. How's the resort?" Maybe a couple of days later, I check in. Hey, how things going? Day before the trip, hey, make sure you reach out to your shuttle company and, or if they set up excursion statement, hey, don't forget tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. you got your excursion. I used to worry that I was bugging my clients, or when I used to say, hey, you know what? I got this birthday list and I'm gonna email my clients, but I don't know if I'm gonna bother them or get on their nerves, but it's not nagging, it's nurturing. So nurturing is the following, sending helpful messages, destination information, sending updates on price alerts, travel tips, and just thinking of you check-ins. Like I said, when I get their information, I have it on the spreadsheet and I put it in my phone. I have their birthdays, I have their anniversaries. One of my clients, I talk to her husband. We talk about grilling. I don't even talk a lick about travel. So I might talk with her. She books the trip. Then about 5 minutes later, he's texting me about a new grill recipe he got. And then I'm texting him a picture of some steaks I did on my grill. So, it's not bad to nurture relationships. People book from people they trust. So that's one reason you want to nurture. You want them to know you and know that they can trust you with their money. Because clients, they're going to spend their money, and a lot of them are spending a lot of money, and they want to spend their money with somebody they can trust. So three types of people you must nurture. People who never booked travel, past travelers who maybe booked with you once, and then referral sources. I highly recommend nurturing all three, especially the referral sources. And don't be scared to ask for referrals. For my clients, if they're having a good time on their trip or even before they leave on their trip, I might say, you know what? If you post any pictures to social media or videos, tag me in it and, mention my company name in your post. And then I say, if you do that, when you come back, I have a little special gift for you. And then usually the special gift is either a vacation certificate, I might do a $25 Visa gift card, or if I know they like certain restaurants, I might, get them a gift card to that restaurant. And then I tell them if someone reaches out to me from your post and they actually book a trip, I'll give you a referral fee. Or if you refer somebody to me directly and they mention your name, I will give you a referral fee. So don't be afraid to ask for referrals. Now, my daily nurture routine. I'll have to admit, I have slacked off on this and I got to pick it back up. But you want to message any new leads that you receive, and you want to message any past travelers. Also, message anybody who may have referred you to someone. Just do the follow up. I mean, I've had clients who never booked, but they've constantly referred people to me because they know that I stay in contact with them. So they pass my information on to other folks. And then also stay visible on social media. Usually, what I do is like if somebody refers me to a post, or if someone say, "Hey, I'm looking for a travel agent," I might post one of my commercials. I have some commercials that I post. I post them in the chat or in the comment section so they can see that. Or I may post one of my animated logos there, but that way mine stand out from like all the other ones. Well, I'm a travel agent. I'm a travel agent. Okay, well, I'm a travel agent, but here's my commercial. I'm a travel agent, but here's my animated video. So I just try to stay a little bit above. Now, nurture script examples. So, kind of what I like to do is, give them something they have to respond to. So, let's plan your next getaway. I found something perfect for you. When are you thinking about traveling? Or, hey, I just saw a great deal for Cabo. Want me to price some options for you? So, just anything you can do to spark a conversation with them to nurture those relationships. So, then after you nurture, you want to go to the offer. So, now, me personally, I like to offer solutions and not trips because just my experiences, they're not really buying travel. They're buying, my service. They're buying convenience. They're buying a smooth experience. So I focus more on their experience or what I can do for them, and not so much as, what, let me get this person on the plane and get them in a hotel. So, like I said, sell solutions. So offer stress-free planning, payment plans, group coordination. Like with the group coordination, I have one client. She has not booked one trip with me of her own personal trips. But any group trip she has, I'm the first person she calls. But all her individual travel, she books on her own. But as soon as her and her girls get ready to go somewhere, she calls me and I set that up for them. Let them know you offer travel protection, resort matching, and itinerary building. So, I use TradFi to build itineraries and put together special packages for my clients. Now, I do the three offer system, 3 to 6. And what I mean is I give them 3 to 6 options. So I usually do like, budget friendly, middle class, and then the most expensive options. And then when I send this to the clients, I give them the opportunity to look them over. And let's just say, you know what, the client, they're more luxury driven. That way, when I talk with them, I say, all right, this is what you like. Let's give them some more options on a luxury level. And usually, when I send this to them, I tell them, hey, once you review the options, let's set up a time so we can have a conversation and discuss. And for me, why I found this works is clients love choosing, and from my experience, they hate guessing. And then also for me, it helps making them say yes a lot easier when I start catering to what they like. And then once they become a repeat client, I have clients who just say, you know what, I want to go here. They just give me how much they want to pay. I send them 1 or 2 options, and then they're pretty much good to go. Now, the most important of the offer is the next step. You always want to have, I guess you could say, a call to action, or never leave the conversation hanging, or never leave the conversation with them not having something to do or an expectation from you. So every conversation must end with a next step. So, schedule a call. So, you know what? I set this price up for you. Let's talk in 2 days after you had a chance to review. Okay, you want to talk with your husband? He'll be back in town Friday. Okay, let's talk on Saturday. So, what time is good for Saturday for you? And then, like when I do groups, I like to have Zoom meetings with the groups. If I have a group leader that's confident, depending on how you want to look at it, I'll go through the group leader. But if the group leader seems kind of shaky or they seem to be like the person who won't give all the information, I'll schedule a Zoom call with everybody just to give them the pertinent information. Or I didn't put it on here. I put it on a website and I have all the information on the website. But then, next thing is, hey, the group is set. This is what you agreed on. All right, deposits due by this date. Okay, send me your passport info. And for some trips, I have a group interest list, and they send it out to their friends. Hey, make sure you send your list. You're going to give me the list back by when Friday. Okay, make sure Friday morning I'm reaching out to them saying, hey, send me the list, and then send them destination info. Now, once you give the offer, you want to give them some closing lines. So once you get everything going, you give them their call to action. All right, we're good. You want me to lock this in? You ready for your deposit? Hey, you know what? Let's go and secure this today. So now the W, you want to work smarter. So if you can, put in the chat, put some of the things that we waste time in the travel business doing. Let me see what your thoughts are. Get down. Any comments on what you think we might waste time in travel doing? Hold on, I lost my chat, Nina. So we'll skip that part and I'll just go straight to the next slide. So basically, searching for messages, rewriting the same information over and over. You might have clients who go to the same destination um, that you've sent people previously. I have pre-written emails, pre-written packages, pre-written information that I have for some of my repeat destinations. Um, Also, losing leads, people may reach out and you might not write it down, or you might not have it organized to where you can reach out to that individual. And then another thing we waste a lot of time doing, well, I've done this in the beginning, not now, was inconsistent follow-up. If you tell someone you're going to get them an option, make sure you meet that deadline. And if you don't meet that deadline, reach out to them and let them know. Me personally, I tell people, give me 24 to 48 hours, and then I'll have some options for you now. Some people can do it the same day. Most likely, I do it the same day. Most likely, I do it within the hour. But because of my job, I could be traveling. I never know what's going on with the kids. So I always say, give me 24 to 48 hours, then I will have some options to you. And if for some reason that deadline is coming, say, hey, you know what? I told you I have this to you by 5 o'clock. I need another hour, or it's maybe 7 o'clock on Friday night. I will have this to you first thing Saturday morning. Always make sure you follow up with your clients. Never leave them hanging. And then sending too many quotes to people who are not serious. Um, as you start working with people, you'll start to see whether or not they're serious and really want to book travel. Now, still be professional, still treat them with respect, and still be professional with them. Because even with the clients who was not serious with me with booking travel, those people still referred other people to me. So you still want to be professional, be courteous with them, but then you don't want to spend too much time sending them quotes. So what I've started doing was like, okay, you know what? Here's one option. Let me know what you think. And then, or if they reach out, say, you know what? How soon are you willing to make a deposit? Or when do you think you'll be ready to do a deposit? Oh, okay, I won't be ready to do a deposit for 2 months. Okay, well, let's wait a little bit closer till that time frame because prices can change. So, you know what? Let me know what day next month you want me to send you your options, and I'll send it then. And then not qualifying your clients early. You want to just make sure your clients are qualified to book travel. And in my mind, what I do is if they're going out of the country, I try to make sure they have passports. Um, the nagging part here, I've had two situations where clients had passports, um, but when they got ready to go to other countries, they wasn't allowed into the country because of past criminal activities they had in the United States. Like I had two clients go to Jamaica on two separate occasions. The charges were dropped. They have their passport, but I guess whenever Jamaica did their search, Jamaica wouldn't even let them into the country, so they had to fly back home. And then I had the same thing happen for someone in Costa Rica as well. So I asked the question. I said, "Hey, do you have any felonies that will prevent you from leaving the country? Do you have a valid passport? Will you have a passport prior to travel?" So I try to find that information out just based on situations I've had to deal with. And then your business will only grow to the level of your system. So the more systems you have to make your life easier, um, the more you can do. The more clients you can handle. If you're still manually retyping the same email 10 times a day, that's wasting time. I have a preset script. A lot of my stuff is in Word. I just copy paste, or if it's on my phone, I have a note section on my phone. I copy and paste from my notes, put it in the email, and send it off. So every lead you have must go into some type of pipeline. So if it's a new lead, you put it in your new lead folder, you qualify them. Okay, if you got them quoted, follow up. Did they pay their deposit? They're booked. When are their final payments? Have they traveled with you before? Have they traveled before? I have some clients that haven't traveled before that was really nervous, and I made note of that. I tried to send them information to ease their mind about the destination they was going to, or my clients who've never flown before. Um, I tried my best to ease their fears with their travel. Up to the day of travel, I on my phone doing the check-in form. I print the boarding pass, email it to them. Either I take a screenshot from my phone and send it to them. So I just try to do whatever I can to ease their travel fears. And then also review and referrals. I'm sorry, let me go back to the review side. With the review, usually when people come back, I just tell them, just give me your honest feedback. Hey, how did you like the trip? How did you like the resort? How did you like my service? What could I have done better? And then, don't be afraid to ask people what they thought of what you've done for them and what you could have done better. Um, some people might not want the feedback. I want to know what can I do different to make you happy or make this more of a better experience for you. So don't be afraid to ask for feedback from your clients. Now, the 1 minute lead capture. So this is what I usually send out when I'm booking a trip for anybody. These are the same questions I ask. What's your name, your phone number, email, what month you want to travel, your destination interest, the budget range. I have some people just say, I just want to go. Now, I do have some clients who money is not an object. So those are few, but then you have some who, may want to stay in a 5-star resort, but, can only pay for a 3-star. Then how many travelers be traveling with them? And then the big thing I like to do is where they found me. Like I said, I love to give referrals. So if somebody referred them to me, I want to make sure that person gets the referral credit. So always ask how they found you, how did they hear you, did they see you on social media, or that way if you posted something on social media, hey, you know what, that post is working. Let me do more posts like that. And then their departing city. And do they have passports or will they have passports by the travel date? These are just the basic questions I normally ask individuals. And then you can use just a regular form, email a draft like I have, Google Forms, any CRM platform, or in most cases, a simple spreadsheet to capture the information. Now, templates, like I said, in my case, equals money. The more time you can save, rewriting the same thing, redoing the same situation over and over, that's something you can be time you can spend doing other things. So, like templates equal money. So, like I said, I have a welcome message, I have an inquiry response, I have a system to send quotes, I have follow-up emails for like day 1, 3, and 7. So, like once they're going certain places, I have certain scripted text that I send out on those days. I have a link to collect their deposits. I use TradFi to collect their deposits. So I have a pre-written message to explain how the TradFi email will look when it comes to their system, to go to their junk box just to make sure it didn't go to spam. So I have a pre-written link for that. I have a pre-written email for their final payment reminder. Also with travel tips, and then also their welcome home review requests. I have a set email for that. Okay. You just got home, take some time, think about your trip. If you don't mind, answer these few questions for me. I used to have it on job forms, but I had to redo it. But right now, I just put it all in an email when I send it. But yeah, don't be afraid to ask for their review. So basically, the now system, you get your new lead, you get them qualified, you get them quoted, you get them booked, and then they travel. And then once they travel, ask for the referral, and then hopefully they'll turn into a repeat client. And that is the end of my now system training. So, anybody got any questions, comments, concerns, cares, or worries?
Yes, guys, that was an amazing training by Mr. Derrick. And as Mr. Derrick has said, guys, put down in the chat box any questions that you might have for him. I'm getting a lot of wonderful trainings. Thank you. Excellent trainings.
Mhm. Yeah.
Cassie has a question. Do you use a Travestry or Travel Joy?
I use TradFi. Yep, I use TradFi.
Right, Try-Fi it is.
Yeah. But I'm thinking about switching to Travel Joy. There's a few people I know who's using Travel Joy, and they said it's far better than what I'm using. So I'm thinking about making a switch, but I'll let you know how that turns out. I'll put something on the Facebook group if it turns out to be better for me.
Another question, Derek, from Jennifer is awesome. Do you share any of your forms in TriFi?
Yeah, I can send you an option. Yeah, I put my email address in the chat. Then you can just email me, and then I can send you some options.
Great. Another question from Kat is, can I ask a question about credit card authorization through TriFi?
You sure can. So with TradFi, I like using them because I built my questions in TradFi to, you know, give every information that I need. Their driver's license, their a full address, their payment amount. Do they want me to charge? Or I put a section and say, you know what, the deposit is 350, but if you want to pay different, check this box and type in the amount that you want. And then also in TradFi for like my new clients, there's a section, I forgot how it's worded, but it tells them that they have to send me a picture of their driver's license within 24 hours of sending me their deposit, or their booking is subject to be canceled. Um, and then one thing I like about TradFi is once they fill it out, um, it shows the time that they filled it out. It gives like all their, not computer information, but basically their IP address and just a whole bunch of other information that I've had to use in the past to prove that someone um, actually booked the trip. So I started using TradFi. But basically, it's the same information that you get from Archer Travel with the credit card authorization form. I have all that typed into TradFi. And I can tell you from experience why it's important. It's because you want to protect yourself. Now, I used to be a PayPal fanatic. I used to love PayPal. And then I had this one trip where the husband was booking the trip. And he was like, well, my wife was thinking about bringing the dog, but we're not going to bring the dog. So, yeah, just go ahead and book it. I booked the trip. Within an hour later, I got an alert saying that the trip was canceled and that a refund was requested. And the reason I got that was because I used my PayPal card to pay for the trip. And then when I reached out to the individual, they didn't respond, they didn't talk back. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And then when I finally got a hold of PayPal, they said they disputed the charge. So I showed PayPal all the text messages, all the email communication to prove that this individual had indeed booked the trip and that, they was intending on staying at the hotel. It was like maybe $1,600. So PayPal, sided with me and told the client because they did the dispute, it was going to take 3 weeks to investigate. And that's how long it took for them to get their money back. Fast forward to another situation. I think Nina might remember this one because this one really messed with me. Almost the same scenario. A client booked the trip, and then towards the end of taking the trip, no, they booked the trip, took the trip, and then they disputed the charge. So I was like, okay, same scenario. Except this time, PayPal sided with them and pulled $5,000 out of my bank account to pay back to this client. I was hurt because I wasn't expecting to have to just cough up the money. But PayPal said because it wasn't a tangible good, they changed their policy because they were still thinking like the old days, like with AAA, where you go get a trip ticket. I was like, no, it's not like that. You can do everything electronically. And because I didn't have the picture of the person's ID or even just something showing that they said, yes, I'm authorizing this, I couldn't defend it. So they took the money. But with TradFi, it write down the driver's license number. I get their picture. It shows their IP address. It shows the city that they did it from. Like I said, just for me, it just protects me a lot better.
All right, great. I think Miss Cat, do you still need to be unmuted, or did he answer your question for you?
Oh, you can unmute her. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. She said yes, unmute.
Nina, can you help me out on that one, please?
Yeah, because I.
Yep, hold on, sugar. I got it.
Fantastic, thank you.
Derrick, I do remember that story. That hurt both our feelings.
I used to love PayPal because I remember one time I called Nina because the monthly limit for my PayPal was 15,000 in transactions, and I'm like, I got some more trips to book, and PayPal wouldn't let me do any more transactions. So
Oh,
PayPal used to be my friend.
hi.
Kathy, hey,
Hey, Kat.
Sorry, I'm so slow at texting. And okay, so I have Travefy too, and I'm worried because I do my own. I use Archer's form. I kind of fixed it and made it my own. But then with Travefy, you have to with the invoicing and everything. I don't understand how that system works for the signature and the credit card, collecting the credit card. So can you kind of, if you don't mind, walk through like, do you accept payment through Travefy as well? Because
yep,
oh,
yeah, yeah. That's the only way I accept payments now is through Shopify.
so okay, you accept it through Travefy.
Yep. And then with TradFi, once they put their credit card information, I
Yes.
enter in their credit card information into the vendor's website.
Yeah, I didn't get that part. So I guess I'll have to look at their training too. So they give you the credit card information onto
hmm
Travefy site, onto your page. And then from there, you take that credit card information because we can put a time limit on that, right? Like 60 days or something that the information stays there. And then from
Yep.
there, we take it to the vendor and we enter it in. But then
Yes.
how do how do you protect yourself that you approved that transaction with, Tap and then not the other one on Vax?
All right. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Let me see.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to pull up one. This
Okay.
one's a family member, so I can share the information. All righty. So let's see.
Hey, Derek, I'm gonna pause the recording while you're doing that.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. Thank you.
A travel agent or refer a travel agent?
Yeah. I got some videos made um like I made AI videos for myself talking about my business. I paid to have it's like a little 30-second commercial for travel videos made. So I might post that or I animate my logos. Like I have my logo, it might either spin or it might change colors on the screen or just something where it's just not, hey, my name's Derek, I'm an agent, I can book. Oh, yeah, I'm Derek, I can book, but then let me put this on here as well so it stands out. So anybody else reading it, they might see the verbiage, but then they come down to see my name, they see my logo spinning or they click play on the video.
Awesome. And also one more question, Derek, is can you use an agent profiler for reviews?
I haven't done that personally.
Okay.
Let's see if I can find one of my logos on a different computer. Let me see if I can show you real quick. Nope, don't have one. Yeah, I'll send you some logos also. I'll post some samples of that. But like I said, I have software where I can just make the logo animate and, just take a 2D image and then to make it a 3D or it'll make it into a little mini movie. So like I said, I just do that just to stand out a little.
Great. Yeah, guys, if y'all have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. Also, Derek, we have a lot of emails in the chat as well for you to get all that information to.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I'm gonna grab those. Um, I think I can. There's a way I can pull those, right, Nina?
What we talking about? I'm sorry, I was multitasking.
Like the emails and stuff. There's a way I can pull those, right?
I can, as soon as this is over, I can send it right to you
Okay. Yeah, so I have everybody's email and I can send the information.
for a small fee.
And once again, Nina takes liberties with me because she's known me since I was like 15. So we're going to let that go right now.
I do have another question for you, Derek, is do you send a professional itinerary for each quote option, or do you just send a pricing sheet for each quote and a complete itinerary once they book the trip?
Both. Um, I'll show you that real quickly. Can you see my screen? Is it like DA travel visual? Can you see it?
It's not pulled up just yet. All we see is a oh, yeah, it's a black screen, but it must be loading still. There we go. We can see it, sir.
Okay. So that's what I do with my logo. Like I said, I have different ones where, like I said, that one just, it just does the little color thing. I have it doing different animations, different effects. But I post that in there. Like I say, everybody else just type. I post that in there so mine stand out. That's all. And then as far as the itinerary, I might have one in Trad5. Let's see. Let's do trips. So, so this is one I've done for someone going to South Africa. So there was the dates, the price, the amount. Well, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, so escorted packages. I gave some details. You know, 18 meals, which include the 10 breakfast, 3 lunches, special features of what they would be doing while they was there. And then I broke it out day by day. The flight, connections, and when they arrive in Cape Town, what they're gonna do, Cape Town Airport, information, they click on that link, then the city tour for day 3. So each day I just put in what they would be doing and what they paid for. And flight to Durban, game viewing cruise. So I just typed that in for them. So this is what I send as their quote once we like narrow down what they wanted to do. And then this became their itinerary once I actually booked the flights and got their actual flight numbers. Then I just resent it to them again.
Very cool. Very cool. And I do have a question for myself, Derrick. I
Hmm.
don't know if a lot of other people are thinking the same thing, but does TriFi require a monthly fee to use?
It sure does.
What is that monthly fee, if you don't mind me asking?
I think mine is like 33-ish. It's about maybe $35 a month.
That's not bad at all. That's not bad at
Nah.
all.
But once again, that goes back to the working smarter side. Instead of me getting these paper forms or trying to get someone the paper and then getting the paper back, then, you know, confirming the information. Like I said, that's a cost I'm willing to spend because, and also too, would you see what I can do with the proposals, the different trips, the customer information? It's worth the money to me, and plus it's a tax write-off.
Absolutely. Love that. Love that.
Mhm.
All right, guys. Any other questions for Derrick? This was such great information, Derrick. Thank you for sharing all your knowledge and information of this.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. And I was rushing a little because my voice been coming and going. I've been on conference calls all week, so I was just trying to get through it so I didn't lose
You
my voice.
you did great. You did great.
Well,
All
thank you, thank
right,
you.
guys. If there's not any more questions for Mr. Derrick, I'm getting a lot of thank yous. All right, guys. I want to personally thank each and every one of you guys for jumping on this call on a Saturday night, guys. I'm sure there's some place you could rather be. Thank you for attending the training for Derrick, and on behalf of Nina, Jackson Mitchell, and the entire elite team, guys, I'm going to call this meeting to an end. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening.